You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all.
Oh, go already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Fire Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt.
Thank you.
Go, go. Your head from my saddle.
I got kicked. It was just for a problem. Mhm.
Geralt, can you hear me?
Huh? Mhm. Mhm.
Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait. This Xenovox. Can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
You do what?
My feminine intuition.
Wonderful.
Indeed. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think CD Projekt Red has a new fan, bro. I think they have a new fan, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Cyberpunk, obviously, whenever it was fixed, it became a masterpiece. The anime, I'm sure it's a masterpiece, even though I couldn't get through it because of the main character. I'll try again though because there's other characters that I really want to see in that anime. But yeah, Cyberpunk, brilliant. Witcher 3, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This game is a straight masterpiece. Yeah, I think Capcom and like CD Projekt Red might be my like two favorite companies. Cause bro, I know you didn't see it because you were on the phone, but that last mission, that might have been single handedly one of the best like or the best story told missions I've ever played in a game so far. Like, I not gonna lie, this might sound like rage bait to the right person, but that mission alone was better than anything Rockstar's came. Let me stop. But no, that's just my opinion. But no, so the mission that I just had, this also leads me to believe that I really cannot play any other game while I play this game, because this game truly is one of those games that you gotta focus your attention to, or you might mess up, right? So, so the main thing that Geralt has always said in the Netflix show and in the books, and it seems to be a reoccurring theme in the game as well. Like that's like his motto is, if I was brought with an opportunity between a greater evil and a lesser evil, then I'd rather not choose at all. And that became very apparent whenever I chose the option at the end of this mission, and I got that cutscene, and I was like, oh shoot, did I get like the worst option? And then it had me like searching the internet to see what the other outcomes were of the mission. So of course I was with the Bloody Baron, and this was like this was the 80-minute mission that I was talking about in like Act 1. Act 1 is not over yet, but this was like a major part. I still gotta go see Trish after I do this little side mission that I'm doing for Kiera the Sorceress. But so yeah, the whole story basically, because it's been over like the course of like a month or so since I've been playing this game. So, the Bloody Baron is this weird like lord of one of the land of Velen, and he commands like this army, and he pretty much rules the land, obviously, because he's the lord of the land. He happened to just lost his wife and his daughter, and by lost I mean they left, like they fled the area, because of course when he gets drunk he becomes abusive. And I had to do this little detective thing where I used my Witcher senses, because of course Geralt was coming in and trying to find Ciri, his daughter. So of course the Baron was like, you do something for me, I'll do something for you. So Geralt went snooping around. He figured out that the Baron actually beat his wife and his daughter whenever he was drunk. And keep in mind, his wife was pregnant. So of course she wanted to get like an abortion or something like that, because she didn't want to bear his child, especially after how abusive he is. And his daughter and his wife went their separate ways. They like left the Baron, and then they went their separate ways. The daughter ends up going to a group of witch hunters and becomes like a second in command in their army to try to get like, I guess, protection. It's like the equivalent in this world of like going to go get martial arts training so that you don't get beat up by like a bully or some random man on the street. So you have like a way of like defending yourself. So she decides to join like some type of witch hunter army, and I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, she becomes second command of an army, and then the mom ends up going to a bunch of witches so that they can pretty much like give her refuge and shelter and get rid of the baby in their stomach. But in order to pay off her debt, she had to basically work for the Crones, and now the Crones basically own her, right? So Crones own her, and they pretty much can do whatever they want. They pretty much tricked her into some type of agreement, and what's it called? We go find the daughter. That was one of the first parts of the mission. We find the daughter. We report back that the daughter's with some witch hunters, and she doesn't have any plan of coming back to the Baron. The Baron feels bad. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm a shitty husband. I'm a shitty father or whatnot. He's like, well, did you find out what happened to my wife? And I was like, nah, bro, but I did what you asked me to do. He's like, nah, you don't get any information until you find out what happened to my wife. And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he's raising the bar and stuff like that. So I get a little bit of information on Siri. Then he tells me to go find his wife. I find the wife, find out she's caught by the crones. Then that's a whole story mission of finding out that the crones not only have this chick named Gran, which of course we've never seen his wife, so we don't know what his wife looks like. So I didn't know until they explain later on in the story, or no, that where we figured out later on that was actually Anne. So then of course we see that Gran is holding these kids hostage. The kids are like, basically told me, you know, I had to play hide and seek with them to get information out of them, questioning the kids, got to Gran. Gran was sheltering the kids. There was one kid who was like basically shunned out due to the fact that he like disrupted like the natural order of things. They cursed him, took his voice and stuff. So then he become like now an informant since I helped him. So long story short, the crones basically said that they'll give me information of where Siri went as long as I help them out with something. So one of the neighboring areas that they have and that they basically control, they told me to go help the citizens out and with their problem. The citizens, I go over to the citizens to help them, and they basically say that there's some evil spirit inside of the force, inside of the wilderness that's killing all of the villagers and all of that, and they need help taking it out. So then I go back, and of course I forgot most of this information because I haven't played the game in a minute, so I was trying to remember the story. But even then, I still think I probably would have made the same decision, even knowing all the information that I remembered now. But I went into the forest, and then I see the spirit. The spirit is inside of this little weeds that previously just tried to kill me as I was walking up towards it. And then it was like, oh, you know, what are you here for? You here to kill me or whatnot? And then I was like, I mean, I quite frankly don't know what the hell is going on. I just have a contract. I'm just here to fulfill a contract. And then they're like, well, if you help me, I'll save the kids that's being captured by the crones. And then I'm like, well, what the hell is going on now? And I'm like, well, why did you attack the villagers? And then the spirit was like, because the villagers came in and, you know, they were harming like the wildlife or whatnot. So I just used a natural defense mechanism and took them out. And then it's like, well, damn, now I don't know what to do. It's because this force is claiming to help save the kids that is in Kirkback Bog that's being basically captured by the witches. So I'm like, well, now what the hell do I do? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I would prefer to save the kids. So I trusted the spirit, even though I, in my mind, didn't trust it. Because I was like, well, why can you only do it? Why can't I just do it myself? And it's like, you just gotta trust me. And I was like, nah, bro, this sounds fishy. But I went with it. I was like, you know what? Let me do something different. I decided to go for it. So then I do the ritual. I put the spirit inside of a horse. The horse goes over and saves the kids. But then I basically come to figure out that the horse took revenge on the village and like destroyed a little bit of the village and took out some of the people. And I was like, oh Lord, did I pick the wrong option? So then I go over to the crones with, what's it called, the Baron. We go in, fight some of the forces off. I find Johnny. He tells me what happened to Gran, which ends up being, lo and behold, Anna, his wife. So then we go and we figure out that she's been cursed by the crones, because the crones were upset that I outsmarted them. Because, let's be honest, I did exactly what they said. They told me to go to the villagers and solve their problem. I solved the problem. The villagers were no longer getting hurt as far as I was concerned, and the spirit was gone. So I did what they asked, and they was like, oh, okay, I see. You think you're smarter than us or something like that. And I was like, hey, I kept my deal. Now you keep your deal. So then I realized that they kind of double-crossed me now, and in return, they ended up harming Anne because of me deciding to help out the villagers and the spirit. So I got the kids gone. They punished Anne for letting the kids go by cursing her. I find the curse. I was brought up with a bunch of options. Now, if I pick the wrong doll, Anne is supposed to like explode into like fire and die right on the spot in front of everyone, and that like obviously is gonna traumatize everyone. So that's not good. But if I pick the right one, then the curse is lifted, kinda. So I picked the right one. The curse gets lifted, but we realize that it's too late. She's already going to die regardless. But that just gave her like a minute of time with her husband and her daughter in the same place, and she basically was like, this is the best thing that could happen to me. I just wish that things could have been different, and then dies. And I'm like, yeah, bro, what the hell? So then I talk to the Baron. He basically tells me that your pay will be at the castle. Just leave me alone for a minute. And then I come back and bro hung himself. And yeah, he basically killed himself. He couldn't bear with the fact that he drove his wife out by being a bad husband, and he drove his daughter out by being a shitty dad. And everything led to him not being able to save his wife, and then he kills himself, bro. And then I come in, and the way Geralt reacted is the exact same way I did. I was like, what the hell happened, bro? It's like, not again, dog, because there's always something with this guy, bro. So I get the money, and now the mhm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Once I found the drowner, and then I talked to Johnny, and then I saved the Anna, but then Anna ended up dying. Yeah. So yeah, man, that was the result of the quest. That's the ending I got from that quest. Because since I decided to help the kids, it's basically this mission is like that situation that everyone always brings up to test morality in humans. Would you rather save, like, if you had three people on a train track and one person on a separate train track, and you had to twist the train on any certain way, and it's like, do you twist the train track to the left and kill, like, I don't know, your mom or your wife, or do you twist it to the right and you save your four children? It's like, now what do you do? And then that's the age-old question. So that's the exact same thing that happened there. Do I twist? Do I kill the spirit right then and there and let the kids die? But if I would have done that, because that's the next option. If I would have done that, killed the spirit and let the children die, then I go back and I realize that Anne doesn't end up dying because I did what the spirit asked. I mean, I did what the crones asked. I killed the spirit, and I basically was like a flunky. So I go there, and then Anne still gets punished, but she basically just goes insane. And now the Baron goes in there, and then he gets a chance to like rehabilitate his wife, and it's almost like a chance to change his character around. I'll never touch another drink again, and I'll make sure that I do it right this time with my wife. And you get that ending. But at the extent you let all those children die, that was being like basically slaves to the crones. Or I let the spirit live. It disrupts the village a little bit more. I save the kids, but the Baron and his wife dies as a consequence. And then there's another option that there's no way I could have known, but there's apparently like some type of secret option that's still even worse. Is that if you decide to go through the game and you find Johnny way like 10 minutes into the quest, you find him but you don't give him his voice, and then you go find the spirit. Which, first things first, how the hell would I know that there's a spirit? Just randomly without playing the mission. But I find the spirit, I kill the spirit, and then I go to the crones. Now I don't have a deal to make with the villagers or nothing like that, but I just cleared their spirit problem. Now that I've cleared that, Anne doesn't get inflicted with madness. The Baron and her don't die, and she's basically just like confused, like what the hell happened, because now she's like no longer controlled by the crones. So then they both live, and it's like now I don't know what happens after that, but in return, the kids still die. The villagers could potentially get outran or whatever happens with the crones. So basically now anything that happens thereon is Geralt's fault, because he decided to go in and kill like a random spirit that he had no idea what the hell was going on. So I let children die, and I potentially let the villagers basically get susceptible to control by the crones. So now it's like, oh, the crones. Those are the three witches. Those three ugly looking bitches. In that cutscene, yeah, they call themselves the crones because they're the crones of Crookback Bog. So that's essentially their area. So they call themselves the crones. So yeah, that was just an option that goes to show that this company, CD Projekt Red, thought of everything, because there's like several different ways you could play the game, and they have different options for everything. Like there's a possibility to skip the first act in the game and go straight to the second act. You'll be like severely underleveled, but Geralt will not know like a damn thing, but you'll be able to like act as if you know what the hell is going on because of the way they curate the story. Like the game is the definition of, it's kind of like how Baldur's Gate is, it's creative expression. You can go in and like skip certain parts, you can kill certain people and not know who they are, and the game will adapt to your choices, which I think is pretty cool. Like I think that's like extreme attention to detail, that they really thought of certain things. But then it also makes you think that what else have they thought of? Because I saw that there was a mission where if you decide to go into the mission and you go in and kill this person, or you go in and meet with this person and then start the mission, the game will like skip ahead, or it'll give you an option to be like, where it seems like you already did it, so what the hell are you doing here now, or stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, I think that's interesting. But yeah, man, that might have been one of the best missions I played in a minute, bro. And that really had me thinking, bro, because I was like, there's really nothing I could have done. That was just a tragedy either way. It's either I let the kids die, or I let these two, or I let the Baron and his wife die. The Baron was objectively not a good person. He was trying to change, and he did help Ciri, so I kind of feel bad in that regard. But at the same time, he wasn't a good person. And his wife, unfortunately, would rather die than like stay with the Baron. And then his daughter wanted nothing to do. She even basically stated whenever they met each other to go find the mom, that no, you're not my father, you're just some random man that had me. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. So, but yeah, now I'm on a side mission to help Kiera defeat some evil spirits, and I got a magic lamp too. So yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. Well, I heard a little bit of your conversation on the phone, but I wasn't trying to listen in because it was not my business. Fair enough. That's what I thought at first. I was like, did he mean?
Geralt? Are you on the isle yet? Does this Xenobox work? Can you hear me?
What? I can't hear. Great. She should translate this magic.
What did you say? There's some interference. You must be very careful.
Hmm. Right. Oh yeah. Drunk champagne. That's the little drink in the bottom corner. Uh, no, that was the thing that I was talking about earlier. Since he's a Witcher, and the way his like body is, he's not affected by toxins. So you get the visual status effect of being drunk, like if your senses are blurred. So it's like your senses are dulled, but at the same time, it doesn't affect him since he's like immune to poison. Well, he's not a fully immune because you can see under my health bar, you see that skull. Um, yeah, in the game you get as a Witcher when you go to like Kaer Morgan. I have to go refill my potions anyway, but you get potions. His main potions are Tawny Owl, Thunderbolt, Swallow, and Cat. Of course, Thorny Owl, it increases my stamina. Thunderbolt increases my attack power. Swallow gives me health over time as long as no damage is happening to me. And then Cat allows me to see in the dark, like very dark places I can see in the dark. And also my critical attacks are way stronger. So I have like a higher crit chance on my weapons or on anything. And if I start consuming these potions, they have the toxicity next to them. And if I reach 100% toxicity, it slowly starts taking off of my health. And his face starts getting more like aged. And like you can start seeing his veins from his face start to pop out. And it's kind of cool, the attention to detail there. But yeah, so yeah, whenever you drink alcohol in the game, it just shows the visual effect, but it doesn't really affect him per se because he's resistant to poison. But no, I think this whenever Witcher 4 comes out, I'm eager to see the changes because Ciri and Geralt are different in the way the combat is. Obviously, you can see in the game, Cirilla happens to be, born of elder blood, so she has that teleporting power, lady of time and space. So it's gonna be interesting since whenever the game comes out, if she does the trial of the grasses. Oh yeah. That's crazy. But I ain't not gonna lie, I'm not I hey, hey. But No, yeah, I know there's gonna be the romance options in the game is gonna be crazy because it's crazy in this game, but for Siri, I think it's gonna be crazy because I think in the books she's bi, so she does females and men. So they're probably gonna give you like an option to like go to inns and like sleep with certain people whenever you're like trying to go in for the day or whatnot. So I'm eager to see that, but I'm eager to see the combat because of course whenever she does like the Witcher trials, because she's done like half of them, but she has to do the major ones, and that means she'll be the first woman to ever become a official Witcher, because of course the Witcher trials have only been tried on men, and 10% of the men who tried them only survive. So she's gonna be, it's like a rare thing. Not only is she like a rare of Elden blood, but she's like the first woman to become a Witcher. So it's gonna be interesting, bro, to see. But that might mean that she might lose half her powers to gain some of her Witcher powers. So what? What's up? Air fryer or let's see, because if it was in the oven, I'm about to say yeah, we might have some bigger problems. I don't know, bro. I've made graver mistakes, but that was when I was younger. Whenever it was me and Lawrence, whenever he was making macaroni without water in the damn microwave, it was almost burnt the house down. Oh Lord. Hmm. Nice. not know. Because at least if I know, I can figure out how to prevent it, or I can find ways around it. You know, I'd rather know something and be prepared than not know and then be surprised. But that's, oh, I was just gonna say that's just for me being like a person who indulges in philosophy and science. I don't, I really am about to die and I'm out of rations. And then, alright. Bro, cause not only, oh boy, I didn't know that witches like sorcerers are infertile. So no wonder he's always having sex with so many people, bro. Okay, yeah, bro. I legitimately have the worst possible situation happening, and I knew I should have prepared before I went. I knew this was gonna happen. I didn't think that this mission was going to be a heavy like fighting mission, but I knew it. Because not only, Taven, not only do I not have any rations, no food or drink, I don't have any potions to help get my health back up. My silver sword is at 37 right now, and its damage is going down, so I need to repair it. My steel weapon is still at 98, but silver sword is at 37. Now, here's the problem. If my silver sword breaks or if it goes too low, I'll have to use the steel weapon. And the problem is, of course, steel is free against monsters. Yeah, silver is for the monsters and steel is for the humans. Yeah, bro. Now I could fight them using the steel. Just not gonna be effective. Yeah. So I gotta clear this mission as best I can without breaking my sword and dying. Yeah. That's lovely. Nah, bro. Screw this. I'm gonna go all the way back before I no. Because I also messed up through the mission as well. Because whenever I was doing the mission beforehand, I accidentally was walking and I fell off a bridge and I lost half my health. So then I had to consume what? What was it? I had to, yeah. Because I was like walking, I was looking at my phone and I looked up and I fell and I'm like, yeah, bro. So then now I had to consume an onion and some bread and I accidentally let my hand rest on the button and I ate 2 onions. Oh my gosh, bro. And I'm like, yeah, bro, this can't get any worse. It did. I'm gonna come back to that mission, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna come back to the mission. I need to find a village. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. If you go to Oxford, Harvard. Yeah, Kiara's just gonna have to wait, bro. I'm gonna be so for real, bro. And she's gonna have to wait. Yeah. She's gonna have to wait. Like, I hear you, but I'm gonna continue with the story. I'm gonna just go to Trish, see what Trish wants. But I'm probably gonna do that later. Cause what is it? 5:38. It's around that time where Mom will probably be waking up Lawrence and Jordan. And I mean, I kind of already slept, so it's not like I really. Are those wolves? Oh shoot! I want to fight them. That's a lot of wolves, bro. What the hell is going on? Yeah, bro. Nah, we getting the hell up out of here. Oh hell yeah! Gotta love some good old brown sugar. Thunder, I can feel it when you move. Even when you talk, it takes over me. Oh, when fighting humans, it's best to parry. When fighting monsters, it's best to dodge. Okay, that makes sense. But of course, humans use swords, but monsters do not. And a lot of times they break my guard when I block. Maybe I can take missions on this board and kill some monsters to get more money. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I need money. It's the main thing I keep forgetting about being a Witcher. I'm a monster hunter, bro. Get it, Monster Hunter. Well, I mean, he is a never mind.
Show me what you have in stock.
You know, Taven, if I knew that Amari would finish it, I'd recommend him The Witcher. Because honestly, for someone who likes Monster Hunter, this is not a bad game to play. Because, I mean, the whole game is about fighting monsters, and your character is a glorified monster hunter. It kind of just seems like ideal for his type of match. You know, you're able to prepare for certain boss encounterments, do different spells. I mean, get different spells. You're not just limited to swords, of course. I prefer swords, but you get axes and long and what's it called, blunt weapons and things of that nature. I think you'd probably like it too. I know you. I know you said you wouldn't. You're not gonna play Witcher 3, but it's not a bad game. You know what? That is fair. If I wasn't broke in this damn game, I would buy this outfit. But, I want to get rid of this axe, but it's not gonna net me any cash. Definitely not using that. No, I'll just get it out of my inventory. What? Hmm.
Show me what you have in stock.
Mm-hmm.
So long.
Mm-hmm. I'm here. I said yeah. That sounds. That could be the case. It doesn't sound too far fetched. Because credit unions are just, ways for them to try to get their money out of you, and if they can't get the money out of you, then it's just like, well, I tried. Right. So it's like, well, I tried.
Mind if I have a look?
Hmm.
So long.
Which of the fingers are monsters?
Interesting.
Beware, for you know neither the day nor the hour.
So it's like I guess if you ever want to use a credit union for anything, you're probably and you like reopen it, they'll probably be like, oh, you still have to pay off a debt, so you can't use this, but we can't force you to pay it because you're no longer obligated by it now. So, so I'm guessing it's right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Mhm. guess you pretty much beat the system. Mm-hmm.